everyone, and welcome to the UNM School of Law Career and Student Services podcast. My name is Bonnie Steepleton. I am Director of Student and Career Services. And today we have with us Professor Rankin, who teaches in torts, family law, and technology. And today's topic is how to get the most out of office hours. So thank you very much, Professor, for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Great. So as a professor at our law school or any law school, what do you tell students about how to get the most out of a professor's office hours?
So I think office hours are the best opportunity for students to really get to understand how their professor processes information so that they can learn how to get in line with it as it relates to exams. That's one of the big reasons. And listen, we set aside this time every single week, multiple times a week, and would love to get to know you better because of so many things that are available to us that aren't best to kind of distribute in a larger classroom setting. So those are some of the reasons why I think office hours are so very important to students.
Do I need to have a specific question when I come to you?
It can help, right? So there's a couple of different kind of things that you can use office hours for. If it's pretty early in the semester, it's no big deal to stop by for just literally 4 or 5 minutes just to say, hey, I just want to make sure you know my face up close, just so you kind of have a sense of who I am. You know, just to give some little background, I'm maybe a returning student, and some of these kind of terms are new to me, so I'd appreciate any tips you have about that. Hey, I've been out of school a while, or I'm in career, I'm trying to juggle a lot of things at home, if you've got any tips. Now, that's not a conversation you want to have with every professor, but you can get a real sense from your professors who are really good at giving tips on maybe work-life balance, really best on study tips, or if they've got resources for you to go to. As the semester progresses, though, as you start to get content and have some assignments coming back and forth, it is probably good then to go to office hours and bring practice problems. So maybe there's almost every law textbook is going to have practice problems set up. You're going to go through a couple, give your professor the heads up. Hey, I'd love to come and talk to you about the practice problem on page 235. Can we go over that? So that they can go get familiarized and kind of see where you are. Another thing you can do when coming to office hours is just really use it as a chance to get to know your professor a little better. I personally am happy for students, and even if they don't come by office hours, just to shoot me a meme or a joke, or kind of seeing torts in the news. I love it when students send pictures of refrigerators hanging off of pickup trucks, right, on the highway. You can start to really connect to your professor by showing them the more nuanced ways that you're picking up the material. You might, as you get near to the end of the semester, is start to think about bringing in drafts of old exams. So now we're not looking at just the theory of the textbook, but you're going to start going through actual models of what the professor has issued in the past. Say, hey, I worked through exam from 2020, 2018. Can I bring it in to get your thoughts on it? Even better, send it to them before the meeting so they can be prepared and really get right into it with you. After the semester ends, it's a great idea to follow up at the beginning of the next semester to say, I'd like to talk to you about my past exam. I'd like to talk to you about my work in the semester. And if you have any tips that might help make me stronger this semester. This is also going to be a great time for instructors that you connected with personally or did very well in their class to ask about them serving as references for any events that you might want to get involved in. Something that I always encourage students to do with me, and I encourage you to do this with all of your professors, is tell them your dreams. Tell them your ambitions. Tell them what you want to get into. Tell them the areas that you're wondering more about, because professors are often getting contacted, whether directly from judges or from different law offices or different non-traditional legal practices, of them saying, do you have any law students that might be interested in X? And all I'm doing is sitting around waiting to think about all the students who've told me their ambitions so I can connect them with the opportunities. Let your instructors know what your ambition is or your thoughts are, and they can make those connections for you.
Awesome. Great. Well, those are all really good tips. And I totally agree about the letters of reference, because in my shop, of course, students come to me and say, hey, what do I do about a letter? And I say, well, have you visited any of your professors? And if they say no, then I say, now is the time. You need to go to office hours and get to know them. I recommend sometimes that they even send you their resume. How do you feel about that?
I think that's a great idea. And, if you're ending your first year, maybe your second year, maybe you might feel like, oh, my resume doesn't show everything I'm capable of. Don't worry about that, right? That's why you get it in front of your professors so they can start to think about opportunities that connect to your ambition. If you've got a clean resume, if you don't have a clean resume, go visit the Student and Career Services where they'll help you kind of tell your story. And for professors, right, I'm going to give you one last bit of major advice. There is nothing wrong with several gentle reminders. They absolutely are excited to talk with you. It just might slip off of their radar, and they're not offended by gentle reminders of either a deadline or a meeting or something that might come up. As it relates to sending a resume, if you've got it, go ahead and share it. You don't have to give your transcript right away. Right? That might come depending on the type of work you want to do. And every professor is different on if they want a resume or a transcript or a writing sample that you might need to submit to them.
Well, great. Was there anything else you wanted to add? These are all really great tips, and I appreciate all of them. It seems like a really great idea. Students, we encourage you, visit your professors.
The tips are, listen, your professors are absolutely regular people. They have pets, they have family members, they go to Comic-Con. You're probably going to see them at a New Mexico United soccer match at some point, right? They're doing all of the same things you're doing in the community. And it's a great way for you to realize that you might have stronger connections with people than you even realize. Let them know who you are. They'd love for you to know more about them.
Thank you so much, Professor.